Hello. I hope you've had a great week so far. No, today is actually Thursday, March 24th. That way, I'll let you know that you're not confused or you missed the podcast. If you're still sticking around and listening to me, I want to first and foremost let you know that I'm grateful for you. And I want to bring some value to your life by uplifting listeners, other people. And I had a little heart to heart talk with the old me. And actually, the old me was candid and halfway nice. There was no recommendation in what I'm about to say. It was more, I asked myself after uploading the last podcast from last week, am I making any sense here? Am I bringing any value to others through my storytelling or my own experiences? And the answer was pretty much, I'm pretty bored. All the voices in my head saying, we're pretty bored with this. Seems like a chore. Like I felt like I'm having to perform. Don't forget about the podcast, but what am I going to talk about today? I have a ton of things that I could talk about. I'll level with you. I've been writing, I have a book, and it's something that I need to finish and then publish. And a lot of things that I talk about here will make a lot more sense with regards to my own journey. But I'm concerned about your journey because I figured out that one of my purposes is to be a leader and to inspire others and to develop others. And I have been a supervisor, I have been a manager, I have been in positions of leadership before, and sometimes not by choice. And then I had to learn the ropes, and then I realized that management is not supervision, it's developing other humans. It's planting good seeds and then nurturing them and then letting them grow. And I realized that, I'm not going to go back and delete any of my previous recordings because they're not that many. I'm just getting started, and I'm not living in the past. So since I live in the now, and I want to teach you and I want to show you how you can catch the future, the things that you want, and live them today, I want to show you examples, live examples, and I want you to come out with a smile or leave you with a thought before you go to bed each Monday night, and where you feel rejuvenated spiritually. And I just didn't think I was doing that, and it took me 3 weeks to figure it out. I'm ready to press on and do this the way I really feel it should be done. So I want to leave you with an invitation to submit anything that has given you joy recently, things where you actually attained a moment of joy that you want to repeat, and perhaps I can offer you some sort of any insight on how to not only reach it but maintain it, because it's really hard. I don't want to say hard, but it is challenging to build those endorphins and that sense of joy if you haven't experienced it or identified it, and you cannot maintain it. And this is why we have so many ups and downs. So I want to be able to guide all of you listening here to a place where you can be level and you can understand, just like the frequencies on a radio or any kind of electronic, they go by frequencies, by signals. We were made of all that energy. You have to be able to take it, channel it, and redirect it where you want it to go. And to get you into autopilot, like the robot episode. I don't regret the robot episode. I could have expanded more on that, but I will be doing that even better because I could get some input from you. If you email me or tag me on social media, I'm going to start requesting from you any feedback or request of something that you want to talk about that you believe will bring you joy or that you want to attain. And I would very much like to take it and take it apart and show you that this is This is where you are. This is how you can get there. And then hand it back to you. You plant that seed. You nurture it. And you watch it grow. So you can grow. So with that all said, my email is info at, it's a lot of letters, so bear with me. EMMANUELLI businesssolutions.com. That is EMM as in Mike, A, N as in November, U as in uniform, E as in echo, LLI, the little I at the end with dot. Yes, it's an Italian name. It's Emanuele. Info at EmanueleBusinessSolutions.com. That is the name of my enterprise. I do not work for money. I had a, I wouldn't call it a significant event because I've lost jobs before. This episode is not about jobs, but I'll go into that later. But I had an opportunity to suddenly make a decision. Do I fall into the abyss of despair like I have on many occasions when you lose a loved one or you're sad or you experience a loss. You experience a loss and you have no answers to how you're feeling and how to get back into a joyful state. And I had the opportunity also to turn it around, flip it on its head, and experience joy and gratitude that how that breakup happened gave me total freedom. And only at that moment I understood that I had nothing tying me down anymore. No worries, no commute. I was totally grateful. I really felt liberated and relieved and thankful. I'll say it again. I was thankful to not be working for a paycheck. No idea where money comes from. I'm not concerned about it, as I already have some insight as to how my year would go through the study of metaphysics, and I will go into metaphysics. I do want to break this down for you at some point in the near future, how it helped me start understanding how this really works, this life on earth really works. You have to tune into that channel. You have to catch that early on, but if you don't do it as children, we lose it as we get older and we get indoctrinated by life, school, our parents, limited, but kind and gentle and loving care because they have their own programming, and this is what we take from it. And along the line, you get older and you think this is how you're supposed to be, and that's what you do. And I've done all of that. I've done the things that I thought were expected of me by society, parents. Those things did not work for me. I do my own thing, and I follow my own heart, and I trust completely in myself. And once I allow myself to do that, then all my creativity came back out. I was able to do the things that I used to do, that I know I've been nurturing deep inside, but was afraid to let go. And I was suppressing my own expression. And I believe, and I teach this to others, I tell them that for humans, I believe that self-expression is our ultimate goal. And how each one of us expresses ourselves, that is up to us. Each one of us has a gift, and this is how we express it. And that is the objective. That is the purpose. Everything else is kind of cool. If you find love and money and tons of food, and you got a good intimate partner, and you make children, and you take joy from raising them and passing this knowledge down to them, I think you've got a pretty well-rounded existence experience here. So I want to give you my email again. I don't know who's listening. I have total trust that someone will tune in, and I keep track of stats, but I don't live off of that. Like I said, I'm not going to get bogged down. If no one does, someone will catch what I'm saying, and others will follow, and that is my only desire, to pass down what I know to others and help them become the people that they want to be, the people they should be. So don't be afraid to email me. no names, where I can just address whatever the point is. I will have a particular topic that I want to address. So next week on Monday night, whether I get an email from any of you or not, with any input or questions or any desires that you want me to discuss, so you can work it out in your own head while listening, it's going to be about manifestations. I wanted to build up to that little by little, and that doesn't seem to work. It was not making me joyful. So again, the whole purpose of this podcast was to talk about joy, how to attain joy, how to keep it. And I really should have stated that. And I said vision statement, and you have it here. It's recorded for posterity. I hope you take some appreciation of that. And that is really what I wanted to do. I just, for some reason, as chatty as I am, my mind was not really allowing me to fully articulate what the purpose was. So and here it is. I'm going to give you my email address again. You're more than welcome. If you take the info at, that is actually the website, my main website. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I have a channel. It's growing. I'm growing it. I'm planting seeds, and I don't know where they're going to go. But I know each one has its own program, and it's going to grow into something wonderful. So I will appreciate an email, just any comments. I don't know if you can put comments here, but if you want to do it privately or ask me, I will be more than happy to give it some thought, and then bring it up during my weekly soliloquy. And hopefully that will derive some sort of positive feedback that you can use, something you can just grab and make it your own. So my email address again is info@EMMA, N as in November, U as in uniform, ELLI businesssolutions.com. info@EmmanuelleBusinessSolutions.com. And you'll see, when you go to my website, you'll see what else it is that I'm up to. Also about the travel. I like to tell stories about travel. And I will link all that up because I don't think anybody else is doing this. And I do my own thing. I have 2 mentors who are very successful, and they're known worldwide. And there's one thing that I didn't know I wanted to do is to do what I'm doing right now. It's helping people out. So you just never know where life takes you. You should just be open to the experience. So info@EmmanuelleBusinessSolutions.com is my email. You're more than welcome to email me. You're curious, like there's something you wanted to work out. You're stuck and you just want something positive, or you're going to share a positive story with me. I will be fine and dandy to speak about it or even read it during the podcast, during recording. It's hard. I'll say the word hard, not challenging. I'm always looking for positive stories on the internet, and you get so much negative. The whole gamut of violence and war, and we're all used to that. We shouldn't be conditioned to expect stuff like that. We should be conditioned to see acts of beauty and kindness, and we don't see it online as much. We don't see stories told in writing, and perhaps we should be the ones to spearhead this as a project. We need to spread the word that there's kindness and goodness, and there's a lot of positivity just in the air. It's just in this earth. There's plenty of that energy for all of us to share, and for us actually to enjoy. So this is not a completely scripted show or anything. Sometimes I do have talking points because I want to stay on track, and I get distracted sometimes by squirrels. I have a large window facing my desk. So I don't like being in a locked room with no windows anymore. I used to work a job where I was locked into a box for many hours. So I seek as much input from the outdoors just to see nature. I have a tree line that I'm looking at, and it's very nice. But like I said, I have to have some talking points. An agenda. I want to address a particular topic. But I just didn't want to have to. I wanted to break it down to you in bits and pieces, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't making me happy. So if it's not making me happy, it didn't feel anything great after I posted a podcast. Then as I learned, I got schooled. I got schooled. So I'm flipping it on its head, and I really look forward to this new way of doing things. I'm just gonna allow feeling and a lot of positivity to flow through me and then to you. And if I don't get any input from anybody, I'm okay. I will still have some things that I want to teach and talk about. And I hope that at some point I will be able to engage with you more and get a conversation going. And Mickey help you work through any conflict you have or any existential life questions you may have. It takes no time for me to engage with someone else who is undergoing a change and help them along the way. So I was at I don't know how my voice sounds. I don't listen to myself. I was at an event yesterday, and I had a lot of engagements with other people that we have things in common with, and I was there almost until closing time. I have been attending this particular event for many years, and I know the organizers, and the event has grown exponentially, and now they get huge sponsors, and there's money flowing, and people are looking for work or connections. They have a great time. They have a drink or something to eat, and there's plenty of conversation. And you can see how many people are just going through changes there. They are losing a job and they're looking for connections, and they're taking actionable steps to move themselves into the direction of what they want. And yesterday was really, really a very positive and another one of those edifying moments for me where I things started to click. And I wanted to share that with you. I will go more into that because I'll probably add another podcast to explain that, and I will have some other engagements on Facebook and LinkedIn as well, and Instagram to show some of the people I talked to. And I would probably be able to make some time next month to do some interviews, because I met some people who were actually not aware that they were living from their goals, from the things that they would love to be. They still have the regular 9-to-5 job and whatnot. They had a profession, but at that particular event, they were doing what they loved the most. And when I brought this up to them, there was a kind of a blank look, like, "What are you talking about?" So I said my terminology is living from your goal. This is what you love to do. If you could do it full time, but you're doing it right now, you can still have the job, and in this very moment, you're living your dream life. And I will go into more detail about that. And so I surprised a couple of people with that, because I just said, "You're doing it right now. I didn't want to peg them with what's stopping you from doing it completely. Just leave the job. I don't want to push people that quickly, because change happens. It happens organically. It has to click with them for them to be able to switch that. And when they realize that they're going to be in a position like I was, where they can say, I can just let it all go and just follow what I really want to do for once, and then never let that go. This is what I want in the now. I'm hanging on to it, and I'm not going to get distracted by what would anybody would say, opinions. I don't share my business with people about what my dreams are, because they're going to be detractors. But I won't go into that tonight. I just wanted I shouldn't be so dramatic. This is not an emergency podcast. I just wanted to get this out because it was gnawing at me, and it made me very happy to realize how I was doing something incorrectly, not the way I wanted to go, and how I corrected myself. I'm back on track. I hope my voice lifts you a little bit more. Like I said, I don't listen to myself. I just put it out, record it, put it out. I know what I want to talk about, and I speak from a place of honesty and desire to help. So I'm going to give you my email address one more time, because I know it's a lot of letters. It's info@EmmanuelliBusinessSolutions.com. EmmanuelliBusinessSolutions.com. solutions.com is my website. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I love to take pictures, especially of food. Makes me pretty happy. Check me out and let me know that you were following me or that you looked at my social media. Let me know what you think, and I like feedback. I just like to see which way I'm going, but I'm self-correcting, and I want to bring this knowledge to you at some point. Next week, I'm looking at my calendar. Today's March 24th. Next week is Monday the 28th of March 2022, 8 p.m. EDT. I keep forgetting we sprung forward, so it's 8 p.m. EDT because I'm on the East Coast. Monday nights, but today is Thursday indeed, and I wanted to put this out to you. Anybody who catches this podcast, I would very much love to hear from you. Email me with any of the topics related to what I'm going to talk about Monday night, which is affirmations. And with that, I sign off. Lovely Thursday night, and I look forward to podcasting on Monday night. Goodbye.